Welcome to M Squared TechCast.
And we're back with another segment of the M Squared TechCast. We have here with us Tamara Shoemaker.
Yep.
And you're going to talk to us a little bit about the Cyber Patriot program and the Cyber Patriot season. That's U of D Mercy and other schools, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm the Center Director for Cybersecurity at the University of Detroit Mercy, but I run a larger group called Midwest Sissy Chapter, and that group of community colleges and universities across the state have all come together to help support the Cyber Patriot program, which is a K through 12 program. And its main objective is they have a big competition that runs from October until April. And so we're coming close to the finals.
Just say it's almost March, so
Yep.
where are we in the
We're just about to finals. Unfortunately, we don't have any Michigan folks going to finals, and that's kind of been the trend. Michigan's a bit behind, but we're doing everything we can in the last 5 years to get caught up. And that's one of the reasons that we come by and talk to you folks so we can get the word out.
Okay, so why do you think I know this isn't on your sheet here, but let me follow up. Why is it that we're not getting teams into the finals? What do you think that is?
We are not getting the prep team or the prep time that other places have. So because I've only been pushing this for the last 5 years, we're kind of in infancy, whereas California, the Beltway, Texas, Colorado, those folks have all started. This program is 13 years old.
Oh, really?
And so they started in the beginning, and so they've got a bit of a leg up on us, right? So places that we are right now, where I just have a handful of schools that are taking this from an afternoon program and making it into the school program, are just a handful, right? So they've got all their schools teaching this daily in the classrooms and then doing the after-school program. So they've got a head start.
It works similarly with a program that my former employer, the Engineering Society of Detroit, does called Future City. There's a bunch of private schools that tend to dominate that have it as a class.
Right.
And so that, it draws more people, draws more interest, they take it more seriously, and they do better in competition.
Absolutely. And it's why I've been working with the Michigan Department of Education to get that very thing, so that we can get the teachers up to speed, we can get this in the classroom. It'll help. We have a new computer science standard in Michigan that's just been adopted, and this helps get you probably 80% of the way through that standard if you actually adopt this in the classroom. And then again, the AFA is a national program that was put together so that it could be easily put into the classroom, and so those teachers, even without any much prep, they can go ahead and grab that stuff and start using it in the classroom. And when we start doing that, we'll get better results.
So let's look at future years here. In the future, when we make it, what is the national championship like? What do they actually do?
It's an amazing championship. Even though we haven't gone yet. I went 2 years ago to the championship, and so
Observed and all
I did.
that.
I wanted, if I'm going to talk about it and push everybody to go there, I want to know what the big show looks like.
Right.
And so it's quite amazing. So the top 28 teams in the nation come to nationals, and that's 14 teams that are in the open division, 14 teams in the all-service division, and then 3 teams from the middle school division. And these are the cream of the crop of the nation, and they all come together, and then all of the sponsors are there.
I'll bet.
So you have Northrop Grumman, you have AT&T, you have IBM, you have Facebook, you have all the things you people would normally think of.
All these people's future employers. in other
Correct,
words,
that
right?
are all there, and they have brought scholarship money. The finals is completely free. These kids all get flown in and put up in hotels and the whole 9 yards for nothing. That's another thing that's really nice about this program, is it's very, very inexpensive to run. And so then they have these challenges. So they come in, and what they come in as is they're a team of 5, and they come in and they are given a small company to run and keep running during all of the challenges that happen to them on a day-to-day basis.
So somebody will come in with a denial of service attack, and
Correct.
somebody else will come in with ransomware, malware of some sort. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So they have these operating systems. They need to go in. They need to, harden everything, harden the network, get everything all ready. They've got random challenges that'll come from AT&T and Facebook and all those guys. And they've got a red team that's on them, all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really intensified from what they started out in the beginning of the year in round 1, where it was an elimination and it was much, much easier.
Okay.
And like you say, well, like Matt said, these folks can pretty much write their own ticket, right? I mean,
So we're talking the top 28. This is not a big group of kids. And, yeah, they've got all the big guys right there watching their careers, offering them scholarships, jobs, internships, co-ops.
because this is
all
just high
that
school,
kind of-
so we're talking about going
Right.
on to college and
Right.
all that, right?
Absolutely. So they're the kids to watch for sure in the nation. And so we want to get Michigan kids up front.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So you got the third annual Michigan celebration coming up. What's that all about?
We do, because the national championship is the only kind of celebration that happens for these kids, and they work all year long to get
Right.
there. And so what we put together 3 years ago, we put together an annual celebration for Michigan. And so what that entails is there are state round and regional round, and then, of course, you go to finals. Well, the state round, we have actual champions. So we have, there are 3 different categories. I told you that there's the Air Force all service,
Right.
the open, and then the middle school kids. Well, they normally would just get a little certificate in the mail saying where they placed. So what we do now is we give out trophies.
Okay.
And so for all of those levels and for all the levels, because there's 3 levels, there's silver, gold, and platinum, they all get first, second, and third of state. And so we acknowledge what they've done. And then we also have for everyone, I don't know if you guys can
yeah,
see
just
it.
your camera's right there, so show
If you
it to
can
the camera.
see it, so we also, everyone, all the participants that play in the state of Michigan get this. And we're real proud of this. This is not
24 karat gold.
just, well,
So I mean, if they get in financial problems, then they can just,
absolutely,
you know. Okay.
yeah, no, not so much. But,
$100
you know, it
an
has
ounce.
Michigan on the back, and we're really proud of our hometown cyber heroes. I mean, these kids are getting the kind of background that we all are going to need.
Right.
We're going to need them whether or not they go into this field or not. If they're a user, we're going to need them to know how to do this kind of stuff and follow protocols. And if they decide that this is something that they can do and they have an aptitude towards, we show them the career pathways to get there. But it's a really wonderful celebration. It's a time for industry, academia, and these students to get a nod. And we also give out a trophy for the best coach of the season and the best mentor of the season, too, so that the adults that are involved and are all the volunteers also get a bit of a pat on the back as well for all the work they've put in.
All right. How can industry partners get involved in this? You're always looking for partners, right?
Always looking for partners. That's the other thing that you were saying about why aren't we where other states are, and why we aren't there is because we don't have industry partners.
Really?
So we need industry partners local, right? So the actual national program has got really great partners, but locally we need that in order to
That would be
provide
like the
this support.
GMs, the Fords,
Absolutely.
the FCAs.
Absolutely. I have a meeting with a company whose initials are DTE
I've heard of them,
later
yeah.
this week, that hopefully they'll be one of the first ones.
Dan's towing and excavating.
Yeah, I
That's
think that's
it.
what it is.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, gotcha.
We have a few folks that have helped with the last year's annual spring event, but this is something that goes on all year round. So we also run camps and we run that. It's very, very easy. They can go on our website. So it's micyberpatriot.com, and there's a link right there to make a donation. It's tax deductible. We're a nonprofit. We're also a center of excellence with the AFA, so they know us really, really well because of the growth that we've had in Michigan. So while we aren't right at the finish line yet
Right.
and bringing home the finals, we are growing really wonderfully across the state. It's
Yeah,
definitely something folks are open to.
Another good company might be ITC because they're the ones. I've been in their control room.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
Right.
the length
That's
of a
awesome.
football field.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the ones that have all the big transmission lines that between DTE and consumers.
It's,
They run the grid. is
Yeah,
what-
I was going
right.
to say, well, we have a ton of folks that should be up to the table. So we have our automotives who we now can hack cars, and so we definitely want cybersecurity people there. There isn't an industry out there that is not touched by cybersecurity.
Financial services,
Our entire
healthcare.
infrastructure
Yeah, right.
needs to be protected. And here in the Midwest, what I'd like to do, because I work at the university, right? Most of our graduates go out of the state to find these great jobs. I'd like to keep them in the state, and
Yeah.
I'd like to grow them. So that's why my thing says homegrown heroes, right? I want them to stay in the state. I want them to have these great careers in these great fields, and I'd love industry to get involved in this with me and help us to grow those heroes.
Well, the way this starts is at the younger ages is basically with being a safe user, right?
Correct. So
Yeah.
in kindergarten, they get 3 games to play. Kindergarten to 5th grade, they get 3 games to play. And they just learn awareness, and they learn how to be safe and how to take care of themselves. And then it just sort of progresses into then how do I keep my system safe? How do I keep my network safe?
How to keep my
do I
sister
keep my
out of my
grandma
privacy
safe?
and all that stuff.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
understand,
make sure
you
your
know,
browser
so-
history is taken care of when your mom looks at your cell phone. Yeah, those little things.
Yeah, got it. And then you got the summer camps now. Are you
Very
taking
exciting.
applications for that now?
I'm very excited. We're gonna get registration up in March.
Ah.
I'm still trying to get more venues. Right now we have summer camps on July 20th and 24th.
Is LTU involved in this?
Not so far, but you could. I
okay.
maybe
Well,
know
I
somebody
know
in the
somebody
room
there,
that might.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then again in August 3rd to the 7th. And what we're looking for is as many venues as I can get across the state of Michigan. I pay one time for that week of class, and then I can have them at as many venues venues. So right now I have DTE in Detroit. I have Oakland County, the tech centers at Wixom and Royal Oak. I have Northville. I have GE Digital out in Belleville.
Okay.
I have the Air National Guard in Battle Creek. I have Traverse City. I have Grand Rapids. I have the whole of Macomb ISD. I just did that this morning. Yay!
Okay.
And then I got the Upper Peninsula on the phone for next week. And so hopefully we'll be doing that
Them
too.
Upers, you gotta love them. So
Well, I'm not stopping till the whole of Michigan has this program running like California, like the DC area, those kinds of areas. I think we can give them a good show and protect our infrastructure here with all of these young people.
got to get LTU on board. You guys have all these other camps for all these other things, right?
Yeah,
So-
well, we do have some IT camps too, but I'm sure there'll be a place for that.
Yeah.
Well, it's very easy
Have
to
to say that
implement.
'cause they're
It's
one of the
very easy to
sponsors.
implement. And again, you can go to my website, get a hold of us. So it's micyberpatriot.com.
Okay.
Get a hold of us, and I'll have your call just like everybody else and get a venue going.
Okay, so I got a couple minutes left. So, what other exciting thing? Well, we can talk a little bit about what's happening at Detroit Mercy if you want. What
Sure.
was
So
your
we have
program there?
So we have a wonderful program there. So we have an undergrad and a grad program. We also have our grad program for cybersecurity is a 1-year program, can be completed in 1 year online.
Right.
It's a wonderful program. I happen to know the man who runs that.
Yeah.
So he might be my husband.
Yeah.
well-
definitely a shameless plug on that one. So.
A well-known author of many,
Yeah.
many books in
So-
the area, and it's a really great program. Can be done really good. The other good part about it being online and can be done in 1 year is you can also do the 5-year program, which you can get your bachelor's and master's done in 5-year program.
Wow.
For
Remember those
cyber,
days?
and we've been a cybersecurity center with the DHS and NSA for the last 15 years. I guess this is going on the 16th year. And so we were there pretty close to the beginning. We were like 48 or something like that. There's now over 300 centers across the country.
Wow.
So we are pretty proud of what we're doing there. And of course, my dean lets me do this Cyber Patriot thing as my community outreach piece, which I feel is real important because the shortage is real, and we need as many people in the pipeline as we can get. And it takes us at the college level a long time to sort of get them up to speed. So if we can get them up to speed while they're in grade school and high school, then we can hit the ground running with them.
Okay. One more time. We've got about a half a minute left. Looking at Dave over there, give me the snake eye, So,
Dave.
Dave. How do you, if schools want to reach out to you, and I'm not naming LTU again, but I would.
Oh,
but if they
subtle
wanted to
hints.
reach out to you, how could
So
they do that?
corporations, schools, any of those folks can get a hold of us about being a venue for one of our summer camps or by getting involved in our spring event. And all they have to do is go to my website, which is micyberpatriot.com.
Okay.
And I will get right with you, and we'll schedule something and get you involved.
All right.
Tamara Shoemaker of the Cyber Patriot program, thanks for being with us
Traditional
today.
four-year students love Lawrence Technological University's thriving campus life. But LTU has always met non-traditional students' needs too. Lawrence Tech offers over 100 degree and certificate programs that can get adult students started or back on track. And most of our classes are conveniently offered evenings at our beautiful Southfield campus or online, so you can balance your social, family, and work life even while you power up your career. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.